Sometimes in life, you gotta tell someone, we gotta put your animal down. When I was a kid, I had a dog. It was one of those curly hair, white hair dogs. And she got sick one day. She wasn't drinking, she was throwing up. You know, pretty bad. And one day she was just gone. It was like the days that she was sick. And my mom told me, oh, some people came by, they took her body, and they are gonna dispose of it because it's a biohazard. Of course, me as a kid, that made sense. And sometimes you gotta do that so the animal isn't suffering. And losing that dog made me realize how much I love animals. Because before that, I was scared of the dog. Even though it was a tiny dog, I was scared of it. So I wouldn't play too much with it. It was, And now that it was gone, I realized how much I miss the dog. And now I love all animals. But anyways, now my mom told me that she passed away and she was taken away. And now as an adult, I'm 90% sure that she was put down. uh, I mean, I'm glad she was because she was suffering, but that had me thinking, in all the Yeller, the kid, spoilers for, I think it's 80 years old by now, for an 80-year-old movie. The kid had to put all the Yeller down. But he used a trapdoor Springfield rifle. And that rifle has a 45 caliber bullet. And if you don't know anything about guns, that is pretty overkill. Hello everyone, Ren here, our alias, and today I shall discuss why the old Yeller kid definitely overkilled old Yeller. So, let's begin. Bullets, if you're not familiar, come in calibers. I'm from Texas, I can explain weapons to you. The smallest bullet that you can get is a 22 caliber bullet. These are tiny, tiny bullets, usually done for sports or for hunting small animals like a rabbit, a bird, something that if you shoot it with a bigger bullet, it will ruin whatever you shot at. They're usually used for competition because they're really cheap to produce. If you're going target practicing, you can use a 22 caliber bullet. It won't have the kick of the bigger bullets, but I'm pretty confident that if you took the smallest caliber of bullet available, the 22 caliber, you could put down a dog. I know it sounds cruel, like putting down the animal, but if that's what you need to do, because you don't trust euthanasia or something like that, that should get the job done. And we're talking about the smallest bullet, and you just press it against the head, that's it. And usually the exit one for it is just a tiny dot, so it could get the job done. Now let's say, I want to play it safe, I don't want to have to shoot the animal multiple times. You know what? Fair enough. The next common bullet is the 9mm. Now, there's a bullet in between the 380, but we won't talk about that one. So, the 9mm is what you usually find in handguns. Like this here Glock that I have, that I'm gonna spin, because if I grip it, it shoots. So, this Glock would use 9mm bullets. It's usually what policemen have, and it's usually what you'll see in any handgun. If it's a revolver, the bullets may be bigger, but usually 9mm is what this carries. This can also put down an animal neatly. Like this won't even, there probably won't even be a chance of the animal being alive after one. So, you want to put it down, you aim, you shoot, and boom, animal's euthanized, it's no longer suffering. And now you may say, well, that's still a pretty small bullet. It's only 9mm. What if the animal survives? It's going to be in pain. I don't want to do that. Okay, we move up to the next bullet I want to cover. The 357, or the Magnum. Usually you find these in revolvers, the ones police captains have, or old police movies, the ones that they have. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, Rick's pistol from The Walking Dead uses 357 bullets. They are very loud, and this will put it down neatly. The exit wound is big as hell. Like, it's a massive hole compared to the 9mm. I'm pretty sure it's double its size. So, this this is probably the highest you should ever go to putting down a dog, because it will put it down no matter the size. But if you shoot it with this, you run the risk of like goring, the dog. Like, its face will just look absolutely blown to bits. Maybe not, but that's probably the highest you want to go. And let's say no, I don't want to risk it. I want to use the biggest bullet I can find, and that's the 45 caliber. That's what the kid from Old Yeller used for Old Yeller. Now, a 45 caliber bullet is used on weapons like this. This is the Vector, and this is the Hetchler and Koch 4. There's a Hetchler and Koch rifle. I forgot its name. But let's use the Vector. So these bullets are used for combat. If you use them for hunting or anything else like that, you'll ruin whatever you shot. Because the exit wound will be so big, it'll just ruin the trophy hunting. Or, hey, you're not using it for trophy, it'll take a lot of meat out. If you use this to put down a dog, especially the dog that was Old Yeller, which is, I think a border collie. I think I got the race wrong. I'll put it on the screen. But if you shoot at Old Yeller with that gun, with a long rifle, it wasn't like the type of gun also depends on, how fast the bullet's going and stuff like that. But those are small details. If you shoot with a hunting rifle, a 45 caliber hunting rifle, a medium-sized dog on the back of the head will be gone. There will be no dog left to, bury pretty much. There'll only be a body left to be buried, because the head will just be everywhere. So the kid definitely overkilled Old Yeller. If he was gonna get the gun, he should have, gotten a handgun at most, because a 45 caliber bullet to the back of the head of a dog is definitely way too overkill to put a dog down. So that kid, that was a big oopsie. It was like when Roger shoots his foot in American Dad.
That's a whoopsie.
So yeah, I just wanted to discuss that. If you're watching this video, I probably have already gone to Linkin Park Live. And if the experience is good enough, I'll make a video about it. So, this has been Ren, or Alias. Bye-bye.